Okay, this goes along with 10.1 FST. This is how you use your calculator to do the binomial probability stuff. And throughout the process of this, you're probably going to realize that you really would have wished that you knew some of this stuff during the last chapter, and I apologize for that, but better late than never. Okay, so first thing you do, I'm going to show you how to clear everything out of your calculator, because you might have some junk in there. Can I get this any smaller? Really? Okay, good. Then you can kind of see everything I'm doing. Okay, let's get everything out of the way. I have this really nice one here and some data in here. I'm going to get rid of all of it. If I go to second mem, I can clear all lists at one time. There we go. All the data is gone. Go to y equals. Make sure my plot is not doing it. The stat plot's not doing anything weird. Oh, I just turned it off. Okay, fine. It's off. I'll come back to that. Oh, I go in here to edit it. That's right. It's all off. There's some stuff in there, like here I can see I have L1 and L2 selected. Here I have L2 and something else selected. It's a different kind. I'll get into editing those when I'm good and ready, but right now I just want them off. I have this weird line on Y2. Anybody ever get that? I think I could just go in here and go back and hit enter and change it to normal. I just really don't like that. If you ever see that, here's me getting rid of that thing too. I need to hit enter until it changes back to the thin line. Oh yeah, these are the animated types of graphs. If you didn't know what that was, you might want to explore that now. Okay, great. So I want to enter in some data. I want to figure out the binomial probabilities associated with. This could have been something on the worksheet. Let's say we have. I like talking about the tests and the guessing. That seems to be a good way to explain this. So we have a 50. That's going to take forever. Let's say we have a 8-question test. That's like the n. We have a probability of getting them right of, I don't know, guess what your success criteria is. Oh, let's say it's a multiple choice A, B, C, D. So we have a 1 in 4 chance of success. Let's say it's like a multiple choice, and the choices go, man, this pen is just not going fast enough today. A, B, C, or D. So that'd be like a 4 kind of thing. And we have 8 questions. That's all you need to know in order to figure this out. That is a whole bunch of stuff all at once. It's the answers to this, there's going to be 9 different sort of categories. There's going to be what if you get 0 right, what if you get 1 right, what if you get 2 right, all the probabilities of those separately, up to the probability you get 8 of those right. And this will do this all at once. Go back to the home screen. It's called binomial distribution. This is the distribution area, you notice. Distribution, it's not normal PDF, it's binom PDF. And you notice there's a binom PDF and there's a binom CDF. We want binom PDF. The arguments that go in here, if you use binom PDF, it's a fancy calculator function that is accepting of 2 or 3 values. The first thing you want to put in is n. The second thing you put in is p. And you can either close it right there, or you can enter 3 things. I showed you first because this is how I learned it first. Actually, I shouldn't call that x. I should call this k. If you enter 3 things, n and p are the n and p from up here. K is the exact number of successes you want to calculate the probability for. So if I just wanted to know, okay, what's the probability that I get 4 of these right, and I could figure that out, and I get a probability for how many of these tests normally am I going to get 4 right on. I could put 4 in here, and I could figure that out. But if you don't put anything there, this will actually generate an entire list. This will give you the whole list of things. So you generally want to save that list. Well, let me show you what that list looks like first. Binom PF, 8 trials, maybe, and the probability of success is 1/4. As long as I'm here, let me just do this. If I want to know what's the probability I get exactly 4 of those right, the probability I get exactly 4 of those right is 0.0865. It's like 8%. What it did there is it actually did all this calculation at once. It went 8p4, not p, sorry, c. 8c4 times 0.8, and this is what's going on in the background here. 4 successes, not 0.8, successes, 0.8, I'm mixing this up with another problem. 0.25 to the 4th times the complementary probability, the probability of failure, also to the 4th. They did all that just by what I typed in. So that's just for 4 successes, but I actually care more about, and you're going to find yourself doing this more often in the problem. In the problems, I don't actually just want that. What? Thank you. I just want to get into this entry. Second entry. Great. And I'm going to delete the comma 4. If I delete comma 4, this is going to give me all of the distribution of 8 trials and a quarter% or a quarter success. And notice I get a brace here, and I start a little list. And if I, even right here, if I just start to scroll, I can see more of the list. It's sort of space separated. Before I lose that list, I want to store it. So I hit store. That gives me this little answer arrow thing. And I generally am going to store that as list 2. I'll show you why in a second. Great. Now that you can see over here, because I have this multi-screen thing, you can see list 2 has now been populated with all those little answers. This is the probability of getting 0 right, 1 right, 2 right, that kind of thing. All right, what I want to leave in list 1, and actually, you know what? For many questions, this is all you need to see. You need to be able to go over to this list and scroll around in it and see what's going on. To get to that list, you go Stat, Edit, you can see it, and you can go over here and do this. And you can scroll up and down. You get more digits of it, too, if you actually highlight a number. What's a little confusing about this is, remember, the top number was for when there are 0 successes, which is this is why I like to reserve L1 to be empty. I like to type in these here, because if you don't, you can get a little bit confused about which one you're on. Also, if you ever want to graph it, you want this to be your X value, and you want the other one to be your Y value. Now, I should stop at 8. That's where it should go blank, yeah, because 8 successes is the most you can have. Probability of 8 successes is really low. The other thing is, you notice if you're over here and you're trying to find the probability of, say, 4 successes, you look at this and go, oh, this must be 4, but wait a second, that's actually the third one because there was one for 0. So it's kind of like one off over here. All right, so now that I went and did this, and I've looked at some other directions, and I really can't see an easier way to get the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in here, which is really annoying because that seems like an easy thing that the calculator ought to be able to generate, but I don't think it does, or at least I haven't figured out a slick way yet. This is why I'm not typing these up. I'm just talking about it here. So these are all the probabilities of getting 0 right, 1 right, 2 right out of 8 if the chance for any one success is a quarter. Now, it'd be nice to see this as a graph because we like to analyze these graphs and look at them differently. The book likes to make histograms. I've also looked at how you can make histograms on the TI-84. It's really not worth it to make a histogram as opposed to a stat plot. I think we could just make a stat plot like I was making in class. You'll just see little dots around here rather than the bars, because it's way easier to operate the zoom function and get the window to snap right into place if you do a stat plot. A histogram is prettier, but the amount of parameters you have to edit by hand to get the histogram to look right is kind of silly. So I'm just going to go straight to the stat plot. All right, so we go into stat plot, second stat plot. I'm going to go to my first one, hit enter. I'm going to turn it to be on. And again, I'm going to do this stat plot. They also have this histogram, but again, you have to edit that so crazy. It's not smart enough to know what you want there. Like it knows this one, it knows exactly what you want. And yeah, X list is L1. That's great. Y list is L2. Is exactly what I wanted. Go to now here. If you go zoom, here's the beauty of using the stat plot rather than the histogram. Zoom 9 puts all that data right perfectly in the window. Perhaps. What is this stuff? Oh, I don't have that on my other calculator. All right, get out of here. Let's look at the graph. Great. Zoom stat did not work though. Oh, there we go. Zoom stat. Bam, and it kind of spreads it out nicely. So you can sort of imagine here there's little bars here that are making this little graph, but I think it's just easy to think of these as the tops of the bars. And there you go. You can tell what the peak is. You can trace around in this, which is kind of nice. If we're talking about 0 trials, there's the number. I can just go over, and so this is obviously my mode because it's the highest one. I could have also seen that was the mode in the list because it's the highest number there. But that's pretty much it. There's one other little feature of this, and this is really going to make you mad at me about the last chapter, is you can get the calculator to add these up. You can make the calculator, since I have this saved as a list now, go back to my stat editor, show what this list looks like, because you don't have a side screen on yours. This looks like this. Say I want to add up, if the question was asking what's the probability that I'm going to get 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 right, like add up all the ones, probably I'm going to get 5 or more correct. So I want to add up this crazy number and this crazy number. So in the list, the probability of getting exactly 5 right is actually, looking carefully, L2 6. It's the 6th element of L2. I want to add up L2 6 through L2 9. watch this. I go to the list menu, which is second stat, and in the math area of that, there's a function called sum. It will actually add up part of these things it has in its. Oh wait, I didn't want to be there when I did that. Clear. I want to be in the home screen when I did that. Home screen. List. Math. Sum. I want to find the list of L2. Not 2, L2. L2, comma, and then start and end numbers. What did I say? From the 6th one to the 9th one. So this is going to add up members 6 through 9 in the L2 list. Isn't that slick? So I have like a 2.7% chance of getting 5 or more correct on that test. That's about it. The sum is about the fanciest thing I know how to do so far. Stay tuned for further calculator tutorials.